Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out BONK's price chart. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about BONK, the idea was that, okay, now we are seeing some good signs since off of the lowest low down here about 19,108, we are absolutely able to argue this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, meaning what? Maybe in BONK, we have set our final low. Now, we said after a 5 wave up, one way or the other, we are going to get a move on the downside. So that's exactly why we argued, look, this move down might actually continue a little bit more. And what do you know, it did continue. Now, first things first, honestly, personally, I'm not really a fan of classic patterns. But if you are, maybe you should pay attention to this potential head and shoulder structure, and I'm going to in a bit tell you why I really do have my doubts about whether this is going to do the job or not. But before that, let's zoom in more and count some waves, and I think we can all agree that this is quite a strong move on the downside. And to just show you how strong it actually is, let's just compare timing wise to the previous move. This move, as you can see, happened in about 205 candles on 15-minute time frame. On the other hand, as you can see, yep, in about 205 candles, we got this move up from this low. So to me, this suggests that probably in this phase, bears are actually quite strong, meaning what? Maybe this is an impulsive structure down, and here is how I can argue that. Let's actually go on maybe 5-minute time frame so you can see the candles a bit better. So in my view, this can be wave 1 followed by a correction for wave 2, maybe to about, let's say, this point, another move down into wave 3, correction for 4, another move on the downside into wave 5. This is also another beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down. There we go. And even this move off of the highest side to about here can be another 5 wave on the downside. So technically you may have the subwaves for, on a higher degree, a complete impulsive structure down. Let's actually delete the wave so you can see the structures a bit better. There we go. Meaning what? This might be the beginning of a move down in BONK. Now, what is going on starting from the lowest low? And this is actually one very important reason for sort of kind of confirming and have more confidence about this scenario. You see, in my view, this seems to be kind of a slow move on the upside. And now, if I just zoom in, as you can see, we are clearly having overlapping of the waves between this move down and also this one right in here. And right away, I think you are going to argue that, well, okay, can this be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in form of an expanding leading diagonal suggesting the bottom is in? The answer is yes, it can absolutely be that. However, I really have doubts. Why? Okay, simple question for you. How exactly are you able to show me the subwaves for our wave 2? Are you going to say that maybe this was an ABC structure? Then okay, in that case, pay attention to this strong move down, which in it, yep, we absolutely cleared these lows. On the other hand, are you going to tell me maybe this is an ABC down? Well, I'll be honest with you, when you go on some lower time frames, maybe on 1-minute chart, you're actually able to find a 5 wave. But even if you want to go according to that count, pay attention. At that point, this is going to be a 3-wave movement on the upside. So that's just not allowed. Now, in the most likely case, in my view, this is probably going to be an ABC in form of an expanded flat, which, this is the key, pay attention, having it for an expanding leading diag into wave 2 is actually not allowed. So what is it that I'm trying to tell you? Look, in BONK, I think we need to be a bit more patient, and probably we are going to have in short term something like this, maybe another move on the downside. And by the way, if we actually get this thing and in it we take this important slope down here about 23,022, that's actually going to be a very important bearish sign. And pay attention, maybe right around these areas we are going to get a bounce in order to take this high, but then we are going to have our move on the downside in BONK. So overall, I do think this is a correction structure, and even if we end up getting, let's say in the next 12 hours, a move up, please be careful. That might be a bit of a trap, suggesting, guess what, we're gonna have another move down in order to take the lows, and then at that point we are going to make new updates and see what's next. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in BONK. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.